The rain had just started when Jake pulled into the gas station, windshield wipers squeaking against the glass. His 7-year-old son, Noah, sat quietly in the back seat, drawing on a foggy window with his finger. Jake was running on fumes literally and emotionally. After his wife died 3 years ago, he'd been juggling 2 jobs, a mountain of bills, and a never-ending ache in his chest. But tonight, something felt heavier than usual, like the world was holding its breath. As he stepped out to pump gas, Jake heard a small voice, quiet, cracked, and trembling. "She's too weak to be a broken bar." He turned. Across the lot, under the flickering light of a rusted lamppost, stood a teenage girl, soaked through. Her hoodie clung to her like a second skin, and her eyes darted nervously toward the trunk of an old, dented car parked nearby. A man stood next to her, lean, mean-looking, and agitated. Jake didn't mean to eavesdrop, but the girl's words rang in his ears again. "She's too weak to beg." Jake watched her glance at the trunk. Then she wiped her nose on her sleeve and tried to act normal. But something about the way her eyes flicked to that trunk, fearful, desperate, made Jake's stomach knot. He filled the tank, but didn't leave. "Not yet." Noah called from the backseat. "Dad, can we get home now? You said we'd read tonight." "Yeah, buddy." "Just a second." Jake walked into the gas station and quietly told the cashier to call the police. He didn't have proof, but something was off. Then he walked back to his car, slowly, keeping one eye on the girl and the man. The man was shouting now. The girl flinched. Jake's heart thudded in his chest. He wasn't a hero, just a tired dad in a hoodie and worn boots. But then he thought of Noah, of what he'd want his son to believe about the world, that good men don't walk away. The man turned toward the trunk, muttering angrily. Jake moved. "Hey!" Jake shouted across the lot. The man froze. Jake kept walking. "You all right there, miss?" The girl opened her mouth, then closed it. Her eyes darted again into the trunk. The man laughed nervously. "Mind your business, buddy." Jake ignored him and looked straight at the girl. "Is someone in the trunk?" Tears pooled in her eyes. That was enough. Jake pulled out his phone and held it up. "Cops are on their way." The man cursed, turned, and bolted into the dark, his footsteps splashing through the puddles. Jake ran to the trunk. The girl scrambled for the keys and handed them to him, shaking. Inside, huddled under a torn blanket, was a girl no older than 10. Her lips were blue, her eyes barely opened. Jake reached in and gently pulled her out, cradling her like he used to cradle Noah after a nightmare. "She's my sister," the teen whispered. "We ran away. He said he'd help us. Then a broken bar. He didn't." Jake nodded, trying to blink back tears. "You're safe now, both of you." It turned into a long night of police cars, paramedics, social workers. Jake stayed through it all. Noah watched from the backseat, wide-eyed but quiet. On the ride home, Noah finally spoke. "A broken bar. You were really brave." Jake glanced at him in the rearview mirror. "Nah, buddy. I just did what was right." Noah smiled. "Can we help them, the girls?" Jake nodded. "Yeah, I think we already did, but maybe there's more we can do." A few weeks later, Jake found himself setting 2 extra plates at the dinner table. The sisters had been placed in a foster home nearby, and they came over often for food, laughter, and a test of normal. Jake didn't have much, but he had enough, and sometimes, enough is everything.